Puerto Escondido is the second stop on my month-long backpacking trip, and although my main destination is Costa Rica, for some reason I thought it made more sense to go to Mexico City and Puerto Escondido first before going to Costa Rica. After 5 or 6 days in Mexico City enjoying the food, the culture, the people, it was time to head back onto the plane to go to Puerto. So let's dive in there.
Good morning. So I just got in from Mexico City into Puerto Escondido, which is a popular surf town in southwest of Mexico. I'm here in June, so it is technically the town's off season. Most people tend to be here like September through January just because that's when the surfing is the best. So it seems a little quiet, but it's also 8 a.m. and I'm on my hot girl walk. So I'm expecting things to pick up, especially this long weekend for 4th of July. But so far it is gorgeous. Beautiful beach, beautiful scenery, chill vibes. It's amazing.
So within the Zikatella area of Puerto Escondido, which is kind of the main strip, there's two main beaches. There's Playa Zikatella, which you can see here. You may notice I'm not actually swimming in this water, and that's because this is where a lot of the surfing happens. The waves are very dangerous. The rip current is very strong. So you don't really hang out and swim here. Instead, you take a pretty short taxi or scooter ride over to Punta Zikatella, which is much better for swimming, calmer water, better for beginner or basic surfing. There's also some pretty cool rock and cave formations that we're going to check out here. And then a little further of a drive, we have Playa Kariza, which is probably one of the best, most beautiful beaches I have ever seen in my life. You'll find yourself in this beautiful valley of a beach with green cliffs on both sides, enjoying some of the clearest and bluest water I've ever seen. And if you couldn't guess by now, I'm gonna go off and check out some of the rocks. And when I was sitting there, I ran into this guy and he was throwing something into the water and we chatted for a little bit. I wish for the life of me that I could remember what he was throwing in the water. I feel like it was fruit scraps or something like that, but definitely an interesting conversation that afternoon. I was working while I was traveling, so of course I was staying at the Selena, which is really nice, right across from the beach. It also had 2 pools, a regular one and a rooftop. And here's a little glimpse of the dorm. I did stay in the all-girl dorm, which is why there is clothes everywhere. You think the guys would be messier, but it's like the girls just cram so much crap into their backpacks, and as soon as they get somewhere, it explodes everywhere. Versus guys just wear the same t-shirt every single day, so they're not digging all their stuff out every time they go in. Puerto Escondido is such a chill place. There are very few things that you have to do, but if there's anything that you must do while in Puerto, it's go and release sea turtles. And Puerto is a pretty magical place because out of the 7 different types of sea turtles in the world, Puerto is actually home to 4 of them, and they lay eggs all year round. And I think we're all familiar with the statistic that most sea turtles don't make it to adulthood. It's like 1 in 1,000, if not 1 to 10,000. And so conservatories that go collect eggs and help to release them can actually make a huge difference in the sea turtle population. Although I'm sure there's some ethical issues with them like sitting in a basket waiting for hundreds of tourists to come, hold them in their little coconut shells and let them go. But here we are.
Today is my last full day in Puerto before I head to Costa Rica, and I'm very, very sad. It is such a magical place here with lots of amazing people and things to do, but also nothing to do at the same time in a really amazing way. But if you want stuff to do, it's a huge surfing town. You can skydive, paraglide, go see the turtles, visit other beaches. There really is a ton to do here. Lots of clubs and bars. I've heard that it's going to become the next Tulum, which is actually really unfortunate to hear, just because I think the thing that makes this place magical is the very local aspect of it. You're able to interact and hang out with locals. It's not really, really expensive like Tulum is, but I already can see that where there's like techno clubs and DJs and things like that. So if you're looking for a more authentic experience here in Puerto, I recommend coming as soon as you can. Otherwise, you'll probably be stuck here with the rest of the Americans whenever it's really expensive and they finally build a bunch of hotels. After all that, a few things that I maybe would have done differently after coming here is definitely would have brought more cash. It is pretty much cash only. There are a few places that do take card, but I came with about $175, $150 worth of pesos. I don't know, I spent a good chunk that I brought to Mexico with me in Mexico City. But I did have enough to make it all the way to the last day. So I do need pesos to get a taxi tomorrow, and I don't really know how I'm gonna do that because I don't wanna go to the bank and there isn't like an easy ATM or gas station I can pull money out of. So that's one, is I probably would have brought a little bit more pesos or tried to been a little bit more frugal with them. I highly recommend staying in the Selena here, just as any Selena anywhere. Really high quality hostel. There's a nice pool, actually 2 nice pools, 2 bars, great food, a cafe connected to it, and the people who stay there are always so friendly, and I had a great time meeting people here. I made that sound like I was gonna have a lot of wisdom to share, but I really don't. It's super safe, it's easy to get taxis. I highly recommend a visit.